Okay, let's just start with that title for a second. King Kong versus White Tiger Man on a military cargo plane. It sounds absolutely insane, right? Almost like a fever dream. But the details we have suggest this was a very real and very terrifying event. I mean, seriously, what happens? You've got this scenario that just breaks your brain. You take raw primal power and you lock it in a tiny, volatile space with supernatural focused discipline. It's a recipe for disaster. So let's dig into the incident report and piece together what we know.
All right, before we get to the absolute chaos, we need to understand the cage. Because this whole story starts not on solid ground, but way up in the thin, cold air, high above the planet. Just try to picture the isolation here. You're 6 miles up. There is nothing around you but the endless blue of the Pacific Ocean and the constant hum of the engines. There's no escape. No one's coming to help, and there is zero room for error.
And the plane they used? A C-17 Globemaster. Now that choice tells you a lot. This isn't your average passenger jet. This thing is a flying fortress, built to haul tanks. Its cargo hold is this massive chamber of reinforced steel. The mission itself? Totally classified, completely off the books. They're past the point of no return, and their manifest lists just 2 items. A couple of highly unusual assets.
So who were these assets? The manifest gives them pretty simple code names, but when you look at their profiles, you realize this was a collision course between 2 totally different universes. So in one corner, you've got Asset Alpha, codename Kong. We are talking pure, raw, unstoppable power. Just brute force on a scale that's hard to even comprehend. And in the other corner, Asset Omega, White Tiger Man. This is a whole different ballgame. Supernatural speed, mystical weapons, and a focused, tactical mind. It's the classic matchup, raw power against pure skill.
You know a standoff like this can't last. Not forever. Especially not when you're trapped in a pressurized metal tube thousands of feet in the air. Sooner or later, something's got to give. And well, here's the moment that fragile piece just shattered. You can almost feel it, right? The air inside that cargo hold's getting thick and heavy. You've got the deep, rumbling growl of a caged titan. And maybe, just maybe, you hear the quiet, focused chant of a warrior preparing for what's next. The tension must have been absolutely unbearable. So what kicked it all off? It wasn't a punch. It wasn't a charge. It began with a silent, blinding flash of white light. And that tells us everything. It was White Tiger Man, the mystic, who made the first move with an attack of pure energy. With that one flash, the cage became a battlefield. What we're about to go through now is a reconstruction of the flight's final, terrifying moments, based on the very, very limited data that we have. 120 seconds. That's it. Just 2 minutes. From the moment the first structural integrity alarm started screaming to complete and total radio silence. That single number tells a story of unbelievable, terrifying speed and destruction. So, let's break it down. That first shot, the energy blast, it provokes an immediate and catastrophic response. See, Kong doesn't block, he doesn't dodge. He just retaliates with a level of force that the plane itself can't handle. The fuselage buckles, the massive cargo door is literally ripped from its hinges, and in an instant, the vacuum of the upper atmosphere rushes into the plane.
The first thing that happens is a sound, a roar so powerful it vibrates the very frame of the aircraft.
And that's immediately followed by this sound, the sound of the plane's spine breaking. A single, colossal impact, and the stressed metal just gives way. And finally, catastrophic depressurization. A sudden, violent explosion of air, equipment, and, yes, the combatants, all thrown out into the empty sky. This was the fatal moment for the C-17. The fight's over. The signal is gone. The plane is gone. And all that's left is a mystery that sinks to the bottom of the deepest ocean on the planet. You have to understand, a plane of this size, it doesn't just vanish. But this one did. No debris field was ever found. Not a single panicked mayday from the pilots was ever recorded. It's like it was just erased from the sky. The official report, if you can even call it that, is just filled with blank spaces. Who would authorize something that's risky? Where in the world were they taking them? And the million-dollar question, why would you ever put these 2 opposing forces in the same place? And of course, the biggest question of all,
Did anyone actually survive a fall from 30,000 feet? So we've laid out the sequence of this bizarre, catastrophic event. But the final takeaway, the thought that really sticks with you, is a question that looks to the future. If forces like these exist, and they're being moved around the globe in secret, well, then this mid-air battle might not be an ending. It might just be the beginning.